Destiny 2 Lightfall is an amazing expansion if you don't pay attention. Let's talk about it. Firstly, there will be spoilers, so back out now if you don't want those spoilers. Also, listen in and let me know your thoughts in the comments, whether you like Lightfall or what you do differently. I have some questions for you at the end. Destiny 2 Lightfall is the culmination of 10 years of storytelling, beating bad guys and grinding away to finally encounter the Witness. The Witness can be compared to as the Thanos pulling strings and slowly coming into play to enact their plan. What plan is that? Well, we don't really know. All we really know is that the Witness wants the Traveler with malicious intent, and they need the Veil to access whatever is inside or on the other side of the Traveler. And that right there is the biggest upset and problem with Lightfall. Let me put this into context of where I'm coming from. I started my Destiny journey back in Forsaken when it first came out, and I continued playing on and off. I eventually came back because of the story, not because of the repetitive battlegrounds or seasonal grind, which can be fun at times. So while Destiny is an amazing online multiplayer FPS game, it at its core is an incredible story that has me and many others hooked. Okay, context over. So, with years of world building and aligning players to this moment, we expected answers and we did not really get any. Instead, we received an 80s themed action movie following us learning Strand, which is from the Veil on Neomuna, Neptune. Strand is a new subclass that quite honestly is amazing. Yep, that's right, I like Strand. Even more than Stasis! With the new quality of life upgrades like Loadout Manager, saved loadouts, simplified, but also powerful mod overhaul and new fragments, build crafting is now a larger part of Destiny and I am here for it. In fact, I'll probably start posting some of my favorite builds soon for you guys as well. The thing is though, that we focused so hard on Strand that I think they lost point of the story where it was headed. Because most of the important answers or even direction of the lore comes after the main campaign and exotic quests and secrets found around Neomuna. Speaking of Neomuna, it is beautiful. Comes off as a fresh environment that has a lot to explore and actual decent public events that you can finally search for other Guardians doing one by just fast traveling on the map too. The letdown with Neomuna though is that the enemy density is still kind of spaced out and there are no citizens really. I mean, yes, we have holograms just like we predicted in our breakdown video, but there's literally beer bottles all over a DJ center and it just feels really empty. I also personally expected to be able to jump from roof to roof and not be blocked by invisible walls, you know, like a green Spider-Man, but I think we've come a long way since the OG Destiny 2 patrol zones. It's just like a city should feel a bit more full and not so empty. Back to Strand, so far in PvP I love it, in PvE I'm loving it, and really it's just becoming one of my favorite things to use outside of Starfire Protocol, Warlocks. Bungie did seem to learn from Beyond Light where we just don't want that crazy grind to unlock fragments and unlock stasis abilities. We really just want to get straight into it and use the new subclass. And we honestly did get to use it a lot in the campaign. In fact, they even unlocked all the fragments that were actually delayed to come out a week later or even after the raid, only a few days after the launch. But I do want us to keep in mind that this is an actual online multiplayer game where the goal is to play the game and unlock things to make your character stronger. So I don't think it's unreasonable to say that we need to play and unlock these fragments rather than it just be given to us. I do think it was a smart move for them to unlock it to be purchased through, doing public events and getting those Strand meditations, but I think we just also have to realize we need to play the game and unlock this and get our character stronger. This also just ties in with the story with us learning Strand and becoming more powerful to take on these new enemies. With the increased difficulty across the game, including updated enemy health bars and some nerfs to abilities and tools for the Guardian, I did find it refreshing to not just wipe out every enemy I see with one grenade, but I do see a power creep can happen again in the future, and it probably will. It's just nice to have a bit more of a challenge in playing again. Speaking of challenge, the final boss, Callus, was amazing. Yes, it was hard. Yes, I died a lot, more so to falling off and physics than anything, but still that second phase surprised me and more with enjoyment than dread. After using the new build crafting, I finally beat Callus and I felt rewarded for doing so. Keep in mind, back in Red War, a lot of people complained how easy Gaul was to take out considering he was the final boss. And well, here's the result of those complaints now being put into action, where Callus was actually pretty difficult and he is the final boss. I actually enjoy this encounter more than Savathun as the final boss for Witch Queen. I don't know why, I just liked it a little bit better, more challenging. With all this to say though, we end the Lightfall campaign with more questions than answered, and in no way was this the Infinity War campaign that we were looking for. I mean, we literally only work with Osiris and the Cloud Striders, while our Captain America America, Zavala, stands out on the helm just watching. It'd be nice to actually see the Vanguard do something with us than just give orders and do nothing. Like most said, even at the end, the reactions of the Vanguard were just like, well, Traveler's gone, what are you gonna do? Like, what? I mean, even Keitel was doing more. She was on the ground with us, she was hitting hard, actually destroying enemies and not just, taking out a little bit of their health. It was really fun to actually do that mission where you're fighting alongside an ally. So it'd be nice to see more of that. Last part of my critique, I would say I really liked to have had a mission similar to the opening of Forsaken where we fight alongside Cade, but this time it's with Rohan and it's successful. So this way we build a relationship with Rohan, and so that when he dies, it's a lot more impactful rather than it just being like, hey, this is Rohan. A couple missions later, he dies. Now cry. What? So it's too obvious because we definitely saw it in the trailer and we broke it down and we said, hey, Rohan's gonna die. Also, Nimbus is pretty cool. He's just a different character, and when you see Nimbus as the 80s surfer character, like when I found that out, like that was kind of his style, I was like, okay, I get his character now. I think people just need to chill out. I don't mind him. I think he's great. Osiris, on the other hand, just needs to go. I'm tired of the complaining, and I think there's just a lot more interesting characters to work with. There's a lot more that can be said going more in depth, but I will leave it here saying that while the story falls flat, the gameplay and content does feel amazing, and I've had a blast playing since launch. That is why I say if you don't pay attention, Lightfall is amazing. So this leaves me to say that for now, I'm giving Destiny 2 Lightfall a 6.5 out of 10. That's right, you didn't ask for it, but I'm giving you my rating. Anyway, it's because I do think the lore is very vital, especially now nearing the end of this 10-year Light and Dark saga. However, I do think that the raid that is coming out March 10th will make or break this Lightfall expansion, as I have a strong suspicion that more will unlock in Niamuna, like the Dreaming City, or even more story will be revealed. If it's a bad day one raid experience, like glitches and bugs, or server issues, or just even someone cheesing with Strand, then the raid itself will fall flat, and I can expect even worse reviews to come in, and so I really hope that doesn't happen. I do think the raid's going to be really great. So I want to know your thoughts on what was the best part of the campaign, and what is something that you would have changed in the campaign, and out of 10, what do you rate the expansion? I appreciate all the new support, and I hope to be sending you more videos soon, like some build crafting videos and whatnot. But if you do like this content, like and subscribe, and I appreciate that you're here, and I'm going to leave it on that. Peace.